So,
well, the way that I looked at that interview is that you have people who are career broadcasters, interviewers, say like Barbara Walters, for example.
right.
I mean, she tackled things like, I don't know if she ever interviewed him, but I know he's been interviewed, but like a Charles Manson.
Right, sure.
Charles Manson's been interviewed dozens of times over the time that he was arrested to the time he died.
Right, exactly.
You know, obviously, even though he personally did not commit the crimes of the Manson family,
Yeah.
he was still directly, obviously, involved.
Right.
You know, and he got sentenced to life in prison for it. But regardless of that, he was interviewed by various people. Ted Bundy was interviewed by various people.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
You know, some of these people who committed heinous crimes have been interviewed by very reputable news sources. That didn't ruin their credibility.
Right.
And you're not doing anything different. I mean, yeah, people have strong feelings and emotions about, you know,
rape.
Yeah, exactly. But that doesn't mean that, oh, well, that guy could never be interviewed. He should never be heard from again. Some people feel that way.
Right. Well, that's look in the chat room right now, Mark Riggs, and I'm not even shitting on his comment. You know, it's just what he thinks. You shouldn't have given him a platform.
Well, but the thing is again, you were not really promoting him per se. You were more or less doing something, and this is not to put this in a very positive light, but more of a human interest story. It's like, why are you back out there? Especially, how do you even show your face in public?
And I will say, on some level, I mean, I did give him, 5 minutes or so to talk about his band, to talk about what they're doing, play the song. Fine, it's a hard one to argue. I can't really argue with an opinion like that one, like that opinion right there, that I shouldn't have given him a I get it. It's one of those interviews that is very controversial, and it's going to rub some people the wrong way. And I know it. And it's, whenever have we, me or you, been afraid to ruffle feathers?
Not at all.
Never have been, and I wasn't going to start with
this. This goes back to what we talked to Jericho Green about last week.
Mm-hmm.
If that's not your cup of tea, don't listen.
Yeah, that's it. If you don't feel, and that's the beauty of it. We didn't play it live on the show where people would be, accidentally hearing it. It's on the podcast. I labeled it pretty clearly that it's, I didn't label it of hey, here's this guy, he's got a new band. It literally says about, that he talks about his convictions for statutory rape.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way it is, man. It was an ugly topic, but you know what? I don't regret doing it at all. And you know what? I mean, I don't know if Tripp is gonna I can't imagine that he's gonna succeed, but I don't know that he won't. And if he does, he does. If people forgive him, then people forgive him. For the life of me, I can't think of one person that's ever committed that crime that's ever been able to come back from it. Can you?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Yeah, I mean, even guys that have been, convicted of, it's a weird thing because there's no middle ground to it, man. It's such a button pusher for people, man. It is an all or nothing thing. I don't know.
Well, again, it is controversial, and some people may have very strong thoughts or opinions on it, but you put it out there, and if you want to hear it, listen to it. If you don't, then don't.
Mm-hmm.
That's all there is to it.
Right here from the chat room from Assfire. Chris, the problem is what you just said. Even though you don't know these people and these girls, you said that you don't care. A man with a daughter. Sorry, I don't. I don't. I'm not trying to fix the world. If I sit around caring about every single crime that is committed, I'll be fucking crying like these idiots at the Hillary convention when she lost the election. I'll be just a puddle of emotion. Bad shit happens all the fucking time to tons and tons of people. And you can't, if you're being honest, most people don't give a shit. Most people, if you watch the news and you see 10 different shootings in your town, and for that 2 seconds, you'll be like, man, that's fucking horrible. And then 5 minutes later, you can't name anybody that was a victim, right?
Pretty much.
What's the name of the shooter today in El Paso?
I don't know the guy's name.
What's the name of any victim in El Paso?
I don't know any of that either.
That's today's news.
Mm-hmm.
That's news that's today. And nobody that's listening to this show right now without going to the internet and Googling it can answer those questions either. That is my point. That's my point, is that people in general are not compassionate. They pretend to be when it's convenient for them, but in the end, people are not compassionate.
They stop for 2 minutes and go, oh,
yeah,
and then they move on.
Exactly. People are compassionate about one thing, people that they're close to, and that's it.
As they should be.
And that's how it really should be. I mean, you can't be compassionate for everybody. That's why all these people, when they start saying, well, we got to care about everybody, this and that, that's why they always end up looking like lunatics.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't be compassionate for more than just your little small circle of people in your life. Mm-hmm. And sorry, I just admit mine. I don't need to fucking play the game to tell people that, oh, well, I'm very offended for the families of these nameless people that I don't know. Yeah, I wish it wouldn't have happened to them. Wish any crime wouldn't happen to anybody. But in the end, am I compassionate about it? Am I heartbroken about it? No. The world sucks. How many times has everybody heard me fucking say that? Everything about this fucking world and this society is fucking garbage. So now I'm going to pick certain people out and say, well, there's the jewel in the shit pile? No, not at all.
That's an interesting title for the segment. There's a jewel in the shit pile.
Well, there you have it.
In the world of snowflakes and outrage, where feelings matter over facts, where gender is a choice, there stands one show to cut through all the bullshit. The classic metal show, Hail and Kill.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, last week we had Jericho Green on the show.
We did.
There's a guy who cuts through all the bullshit as well.
Okay. And,
I corresponded back and forth with him a few times, and he was like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm really grateful that you guys picked me out of all the video podcasters that are on YouTube and asked me to be a part of your show."
Right.
And glad to come on anytime, because I see a lot of people saying, "Are you going to get Jericho back on?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he was just on last week.
Yeah, we're not going to have him on this week.
Yeah. We're not going to burn that one out. That's a good one to have.
Right.
So he's invited on. He's well aware.
Mm-hmm.
And, we will have him on from time to time. It's not going to be a monthly thing or a weekly thing or anything. It's just when it's appropriate.
We got to have him on for election coverage, though.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
That would be good. If we could do like a live thing during the election, that would be great.
Yeah. Well, that particular segment that we did last week did a lot of downloads this week.
Sure.
And people really loved it. I saw a couple people in the chat room tonight even mention it, Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it was good. It was good connecting with Jericho. I'm a fan. I know you're a fan. I know a lot of our CMS listeners are fans and, have checked out his page. And, he puts up 1 or 2 posts a day.
Right.
And, he's just a regular blue-collar working guy with an opinion.
Yeah. No, Jericho rules, man. He's You know what? I'm really happy for that guy because he's just doing his own thing and he's caught fire. And you know, and I'm happy with when anybody catches fire with in social media land or in you know the media land just doing something different. You know, and I mean not that he's doing anything amazingly different, but I guess black guy supporting Trump is different these days. And you know, good for him. You know, he's got to take a lot of shit, don't you think?
You would think so, yeah. But he told us on the show. He said, "Yeah, he says I've caught a lot of flack, you know, calling me Uncle Tom and a sellout, and you know, why do you talk white and all this other stuff."
Right.
It's like, yeah. So who's the racist here?
Yeah, I would love to hear what kind of shit he takes from like family and friends, not internet people, because internet people are all just fucking trolls. But you know, I would love to hear what he has to put up with at the backyard picnic. You know, if he really gets fucking shit on for his opinions and whatnot.
Right.
You know.
Well, obviously Jericho's big boy. He can take care of himself, and obviously he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. Wonder if the CMS had anything to do with. No, the CMS had nothing to do with Jericho Green's success.
Not at all.
Jericho Green is much bigger than the CMS.
Yeah, on YouTube, definitely.
He is a much bigger profile person than we are.
Yeah. Well, definitely, you know, that one, last week when we had him on the show before we cut loose,
yeah.
You know, I asked him about, you know, what his thoughts were on Trump being called a racist for calling out that Elijah Cummings in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
And he did a, you know, his little diatribe the following morning on Sunday.
Right.
About that. And that thing, I think, is reaching about 500,000 views.
Right.
It's coming up on like 500,000 already.
It's amazing.
Yeah. For a guy in his car with his cell phone video.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we celebrate 1 million a year.
Yeah.
He does it in a week.
Yeah, we do about 1 million downloads every 10 months, and he does half of that in a week.
Yeah. Yeah, but we're bigger somehow. We influenced his numbers. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Get the fuck out of here with that.
If anything, we may have turned on a few new, you know, subscribers or listeners, but that's about it.
You got 35,000 new followers this week. I'd bet 10 of them came from us.
Yeah, probably. It's about all.
But hey, whatever, you know, it's still good. You know, I was glad to have him on. I was glad he was willing to come on. You know, we're fucking dangerous as well. So
sure.
You know, so good on him. It seems like a good dude. I know you were messaging him. I emailed back and forth with him once or twice this week. So yeah, he's a good dude, man.
So I was glad we made connection there. And then a little surprise, another CMS favorite, at least one of mine, I know you've been, you know, following too, is Styx Hexenhammer.
Yeah.
I guess he went over to the Netherlands and married another YouTuber.
Yeah, what is that about?
He married some girl by the name of Elizabeth's Philosophy or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
But she's from the Netherlands. She's Dutch, and he went over there and married her. He
really went from being this guy that I thought was just nothing but sensible thought to absolute idiocy. Took all that sensibility that he had and he ruined it by getting married.
Yeah, married another YouTube chick.
Oh my goodness. He's going to give up half his spoon collection.
No clanking anymore. The clanking will get under her skin and she'll insist that he stop. Yeah,
and even in the videos that he did, he's like, I only have a wood spoon here.
Yeah, I don't have a spoon. I just have to use the stick.
Yeah. Translation: she doesn't let me make noise with my clinking cup. Oh.
Do you have to make that clinking noise? Well, that's part of my shtick. It's we're the clankers.
Do you have to make all those videos on our wedding day? Shut it.
How long are you going to continue doing this?
How can you make more money doing this? This isn't enough for me.
Yeah, so when I saw his little video saying that I got married, it's like, what? What the fuck?
I know. I was like, dude, come on. Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
Just all sensibility out the window.
So anyway, that in itself was interesting.
Yeah, it was. Definitely was.
So those were some of the takeaways from this week for me as far as following other YouTube, YouTubers, I guess you call them.
And this is, you want to talk about the advantage of being at home. I spent the entire weekend, including a big part of today, in Germany watching the Wacken Festival.
Yeah, I know you text me a few times about some of the acts that you were watching.
Dude, I've got to get to that place before I drop. It is, but I don't know that I need to, though, because the camera work, I have to give mad props to the Wacken people.
Mm-hmm.
Who was doing it. I guess it was T-Mobile because they kept running the commercial in between the bands. But it's got to be a 10 or 12 camera shoot. The audio is perfect. They've got that overhead camera too that flies in and out of the from the crowd level.
Yeah, probably like a drone or something.
It's the same camera that they use in the NFL.
Okay.
That
one on a wire.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're doing that. But I mean, I've seen a ton of shit on YouTube, and it's just that. It's shit on YouTube. This was like being at the show. I sat around for pretty much all day Thursday and Friday. I mean, I was working, but I had it. I Chromecasted it right from my computer to my television.
Mm-hmm.
It's never even fucking buffered, ever. No buffering, no nothing. And it was great. I probably watched 10 full sets of bands play over the course of the weekend. I watched, let's see, I could probably name most of them. I watched Airborne, who were amazing. I mean, Airborne was straight up fucking awesome. Ice-T. I watched Saxon today. I watched Battle Beast today. God, now I can't even think of all the bands that I watched. I watched some band called Within Temptation, which I didn't think I would like because it's like that weird German female singer operatic metal type thing.
Okay, kind of like Nightwish or something.
Kind of like Nightwish, but man, they were way heavier than Nightwish. They fucking stomped ass, man. They were great. Who else? I just watched like a ton of it throughout the weekend. Anybody that was playing, I just sort of watched it. I watched Demons and Wizards. I was trying to get my German metal on a little bit and getting into the spirit of it, but it was so well done that Anthrax I watched. They were not so good. They were one that was not very good, which was surprising to me because I love them, but boring set out of them. But I mean, overall, dude, if you couldn't be there, which obviously it's in Germany, I mean, it's not like it's going to be easy for any of us to get there.
Right.
And that fucking kicked ass to watch it on a big screen TV with stereo quality sound.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it was not board mix sound at all. It was completely mixed. It was DVD quality.
Right.
It was fucking awesome. Who else did I see? Halloween. It was from last year. They replayed because Slayer pulled their stream last second. So they slotted in a Halloween from last year, which was like with both of the singers, Kai Hansen and
Andy Darris.
Andy Darris.
Yeah. So
they played that whole set, and that was cool, and just a cool fucking experience. Like I said, bravo to Wacken for they don't have to do that. They don't have to. They're spending at least a couple $1 million to do a stream of that quality that they don't need to do because they sell out their event. Like they announced today the lineup for next week or for next year, and it'll be sold out by Tuesday.
Yeah.
Last year it sold out, I think, in 5 minutes. 240,000 tickets.
Yeah. Yeah. You said you saw Crocus as well.
Yeah, I saw Crocus. They were really, really strong as well. Yeah, dude, there was a ton of good bands. Crocus made me think that I'll go and see Crocus when they bring that tour here. I was thinking I wouldn't go see it, but if they play the set that they played at Wacken and just add 2 more songs, I'll be fine with it. The only problem that I had at all with Crocus was that they didn't play Screaming in the Night or Stayed Awake All Night.
Mm-hmm.
Which was like 2 of their 3 biggest songs.
Maybe they were too long or something. Maybe they wanted to fit more songs in or something.
Yeah, probably, but they just did a shitty job of it because they played 3 covers, and that was, that wasn't good. They played 3 cover songs, and not that the cover songs were bad, but they could have left 2 of them out and given us those 2. They kind of have to play American Woman because that was sort of a hit for them. But, I forget what the other 2 even were.
Ballroom Blitz?
No, it wasn't even that good. It was, I can't think of the song. It was some fucking oddball song that they have on their Big Rocks album. Let me see.
Okay.
I'm looking it up right now because when I tell you what song it is, you're going to be like, Jesus, really? And Big Rocks, where's it at? I'll know it as soon as I see the name of it. And of course, it's not on this. Fuck me. Oh, there it is. Yeah, they played The Mighty Quinn.
Oh.
You know that song?
Yeah, it's Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Yeah, but the Mighty Quinn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, get out. Good song, not a bad song. Would you, if you're watching a Crocus set, would you rather hear them sing The Mighty Quinn or Stayed Awake All Night?
Well, Stayed Awake All Night, but again, I don't know what was popular in Germany because they may have tailored their set for the Germany crowd.
Maybe, but I can't imagine that the Germans wanted to hear The Mighty Quinn.
Well, you never know.
Maybe. Who knows? But I don't know. In any event, they put on a good show, and Mark Storace sounded fucking amazing.
Yeah.
He was really, really strong. Just overall, every single set was really, really good. Even I watched some of, this is a band I don't like, and even watching them, I didn't really like them that much. But that band Sabaton.
Oh yeah,
they're huge in Europe.
Oh yeah, they are.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude, they're another one of those orchestral type bands.
Not really. I thought that too, but they're not. Because I really didn't know much about them. I mean, I've heard a song here or there, but to be honest, I always thought the singer looked like a dick, so I really never paid no.
I don't like them. Their singer looks like a dick.
Look, I hate to be that guy, but I'm admitting it. He's got a mohawk and he looks stupid and he has that big old chest piece thing on.
Yeah.
Just in every picture, he looked like a dick, and I was like, I cannot fucking listen to that. So I never really did, other than like 1 or 2 songs, and those songs didn't pull me in anyway to look past the dick look. But man, they headlined yesterday, and they're so goddamn huge that they had like there's 2 stages, and they run the 2 stages kind of simultaneously. I think there's like 8 stages at Wacken, but there's 2 main stages, I guess.
Right.
They were on both stages. They played half their set on the one stage, and then they went over to the other stage. It was like a completely different setup on the other stage, and it was a huge setup, man. It was like they had tanks on the stage and barbed wire, and they had like sandbagged bunkers built on the stage. And during one song, they had like 50 guys dressed up in war memorabilia singing with them and shit. It was impressive, other than the music. The music wasn't very good, but it was definitely impressive to watch. But
quite a production.
It really was. But I'll tell you what, the Germans loved it. Oh my God. Every time they would stop, you saw every fist in the fucking air.
Right.
They were just like, "Bleh!" It was crazy how much they loved Sabaton.
Right. Now, what were the soldiers? What type of uniforms were they wearing?
Little of everything. They had American soldiers and Nazis and
so they represented everybody, huh?
Represented everybody. Well, I watched an interview with the guy, whatever his name is. His name's Joe Kim as well. That was another band that was great too, was Hammerfall. They fucking talk about another band that's hugely popular in Europe. Oh boy. The Europeans liked themselves some Hammerfall. but no, this guy, his name is Joachim, just like Joachim Cans from Hammerfall.
Right.
So I was watching this interview with him, and apparently every album that they do is written about some war.
Okay.
So, you know, all their songs are related to war stuff and whatnot, which I would have never known. But so they when they had all the people out, they came out representing all the wars or something.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty sweet. I'm not endorsing the music. I'm not a fan at all, but it was still kind of cool to watch. Their stage set was fucking impressive. And the fact that they needed 2 major stages to hold their production, Jesus, I can't imagine because they're playing here on my birthday.
All right.
In October, and they're playing at the Agora maybe. And I'm like, the Agora is not going to hold one of those stages, let alone 2 of them. They're gonna have to leave the soldiers at home. I'm going to assume.
Yeah. So they play in front of 250,000 people at a Wacket, and then they play in front of 10 people at the Agora.
Exactly. They'll probably play for like 200 people at the Agora, maybe. And that's if Bill Peters goes overdrive to sell that show.
Sure.
You know, but it's such a weird. You know, and it's funny because I just interviewed Joachim from Hammerfall 2 weeks ago or whatever.
Yeah.
And I asked him that question about, you know, coming over here versus touring, you know, over there and playing in front of these big crowds. And he really didn't have an answer. He's like, yeah, you just got to do it. And it's like, okay. But I'm telling you, I'm watching that. I'm watching Hammerfall. And you got 80,000 people in front of them, all singing every word to every song. And I'm like, why the fuck would you ever get on a plane to go over here and play for fucking 35 people?
Yeah.
Fuck that. That's got to stink.
Well, if there was some kind of a popular outlet, you know, kind of like back in the day of MTV,
mm-hmm.
that pumped that kind of stuff and you know, made it mainstream here.
Yeah.
You know, they could definitely gin up a bigger crowd than what they get. But, you know, outside of, I don't even know that you would hear anything from, say, like a Hammerfall on satellite radio, would you?
Probably not. I mean, they don't play the right kind of music. They're not hair metal, and they're not, you know, liquid metal. They're not, you know, Killswitch Engage.
Yeah. And then there's really no outlet.
No, not really.
Except for the independent, you know, shows like ours.
Yeah. It's just amazing to me. I wonder what the outlet is in Germany. I wonder if German radio plays that, or if they're just underground fans that there's just a lot of them. You know, I don't know. It was interesting to watch bands like Body Count too, because Body Count, it was pretty clear to me early on that the people had no idea what was going on with Body Count.
Well, yeah.
Dude, I felt bad for Ice-T at the beginning. I was texting back and forth with Bill Peters because he was watching it too, so we were just kind of texting comments back and forth to each other. And I said to him at the beginning, I was like, boy, the Germans don't like Body Count at all.
Right.
And he was like, yeah. But then by the 5th song or so, they were all into Body Count.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that does not go on here at all, which is here, everybody just plays into the whole fucking whatever's trendy and whatever they're fucking force fed. That's what they listen to. And the European market, they will give everything a shot. You know, I mean, Body Count was pretty far away from, it went from Body Count to Within Temptation. That was the 1-2 mix. And the people loved it. At the end, people were moshing and going crazy during Body Count. And there was a big fat chick with her big old titties out that Ice-T was yapping about a couple of times during the show. And, you know, but it was just like a big party, and they all got into it. No stupidness. No. Okay. Well, beer break or anything. The people stayed and they fucking watched it. It was great.
Yeah. Chris.
Yes, I just was in the mood to hear that for some reason. I don't even know why.
Some Billy Thorpe.
Yeah, it just popped into my head. I was like, you know what? We're just playing all kinds of weird, random shit tonight.
Yeah, why not, pal?
When was the last time we played Children of the Sun?
I don't think I've ever played that on this show.
I don't remember ever playing it, but
that is a WNCX classic with Bill Lewis.
It's the oldies closet here at WNCX. It's Children of the Sun. It's Billy Thorpe taking you to the outer worlds or whatever.
Yeah.
Bill Lewis. Nice. He was nice enough to me, but everybody else, he was kind of a tool bag too.
He was a tool.
That's what everybody else that I knew always had not such nice things to say about the guy. He was nice enough to me.
Isn't that weird that WNCX employed the tool bags in radio? That would be Michael Stanley, Bill Lewis, and of course John Lanigan. Was
Lanigan on NCX?
Yeah, he did the morning show.
Oh, he was on the oldies station, whatever that is, 105.
No, he was on NCX in the morning.
No, he wasn't. It was Stern, and then it was David Lee Roth. Then it was wasn't it Slats, I think, for a while did the morning show. And then it was the one guy that got run out of MMS, whatever his name was. Can't remember his name. And it's bad that I can't remember his name because I think we had a war with him, me and Matt. I can't remember his fucking name, but no, Lanigan was not the morning show at NCX. He was the morning show at
Magic
MJI, Magic 105.
Magic 105, yeah.
At WMJI. Yeah, he's a fucking dick. Ugh, I wanted to fucking smack him and knock his other eye loose. Fucking weirdo wandering eye fuck.
Didn't he do the afternoon movie show or whatever that was?
That was the prize movie, my friend.
The prize movie, yeah.
You only send in 18,000 cards, and they'd pull a card out, and they'd call you in the middle of the afternoon when nobody was home.
Yeah.
For a chance to win $35.
Well, that was the show for housewives.
It was, but the prize was terrible. They called it the prize movie. Who would want to win that prize?
Well, people were just excited that they won anything, whether it's a T-shirt or $35.
The worst part about that too was that they would do the calls live on the show, and no one was ever fucking home. So they'd be like, "Okay, Sarah, we're gonna call you now," and they would just get ringing, or because back then not everybody had voicemail either, so it would ring 14 times, and they go, "Oh, I guess she's not there." And then they'd pull another card. Okay, we're going to call Susie. Hey, Susie. This is the Jacksons. We're not home right now, but if you leave them, and then stupid idiot John Lanigan would leave a dumb message. Hey, Susie, it's John Lanigan from the prize movie. Got bad news for you. You missed our call and your chance to win big on the prize movie. Meanwhile, the big was like $60. $60 in a fucking coupon to get your hair cut at fucking Great Cuts or something.
Well, that was $60 more than you had before.
Yeah, but after you paid tax on it or whatever, it's probably like $35. And plus they always, judging from when I was at, the sister station, they always made you come into the place to get it.
Right.
You had to go to Cleveland, pay $10 to park to get 60 fucking bucks and lose half of that in the tax. What a rip.
Yeah.
Fuck John Lanigan in that prize movie.
Is he still alive?
He's still alive. He was actually on TAM recently, like within the last year. He was doing some dumb show that they do. It's him and Mike Trevisano and somebody else. Like the morning guy, whatever his name is, Bill something. And they were doing some, I forget what it was, but it was some kind of like talking about local events or some shit show.
Okay.
And right in the middle of it, Lanigan got tired of Mike Trevisano and said, "You know what? I'm done with this. I quit." And he quit on the air. He actually quit on the air. He just said, "I've had enough of this. Thanks, Cleveland, but I'm out. Bye-bye." And he quit on the air. Like a fucking pussy. I'm looking to see if I can find that because it's funny audio, actually. Let's see. John Lanigan quits on WTE. And the morning guy, just absolutely said, you know what? I don't know what's going on, but let's go to break. And when they came back, he wasn't there. They never referenced him again. I'm gonna email it to you real quick.
Yeah, I got it right here on YouTube.
Okay, go ahead, play it.
Cleveland radio legend John Lanigan abruptly quits WTAM.
Yeah, just out of the blue. It was great.
All right, here we go.
Today I'm announcing this is my last show. I won't be doing this spew ever again. I'm quitting today. I've done it before. My one son said, "Oh, you're retiring again, huh, Dad?" Yep, that's it. I'm done. This hasn't been what I found it to be fun. And I don't think I'm smart enough to do it. I don't really care what happens with the Browns. Politics doesn't interest me that much anymore. There's too divisive of an attitude in the country. So I just don't think I'm qualified to sit here and tell you that are listening what you should be thinking and what I believe is the way it should be. And I really found that to be a problem for me lately. I'm done. I'm retired. I haven't been in Cleveland in quite a while, and I don't plan to go back.
Okay. Well, at least he was honest.
Basically, fuck you.
Yeah. Oh, but to say that I haven't been in Cleveland in a while and I don't plan on going back.
Right.
So was he doing that remote or something?
Florida.
Oh, in Florida. Okay.
He lives in Florida.
All right. Well, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
He was hanging on to the last little thread of notoriety he had in his life, and then he just said, fuck you, I'm out.
This isn't fun for me. I'm retired. I live in the villages now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and play shuffleboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fairly recent. That was like maybe a year ago.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, at 80 years old, I had a hankering to go back to radio, and I was just like, yeah, it's not what it used to be.
Is he 80?
Oh, I don't know how old he is.
Did you ever meet him?
Never. I've seen him live out at events, but I never met him.
He's a real fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
Just a dick. Yeah, he is. He's 76.
Yeah.
Hopefully that means only a few minutes more till the grave. He's a dick. He deserves death.
Well, he was in the era of the pompous radio guys who actually built up a name for themselves when they were allowed to have a name.
Yeah.
And they thought that they were superstars in their city, and for a lot of it, they were.
Yeah, well, he was.
Yeah,
he was a superstar in Cleveland.
Well, in fact, this is using that terminology.
Mm-hmm.
And he was on WGAR on the AM side back in the 70s.
Mm-hmm.
John Lanigan, superstar. Do you remember that jingle?
Yeah, I do. Dude, he was always horrible. Remember Mr. What was his the thing that they used to do with, was it Mr. Leonard or something, or that wasn't him? Who he did something on MJI with him and Malone, and they had like characters and shit. And they would
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Bad voice character bullshit.
Yeah.
Just shit radio. Howard Stern swooped in and just showcased it, how fucking terribly lame all morning radio was.
Lanigan and Malone.
They sucked.
Yeah. I was with a girl at the time, and this is when Howard Stern came into Cleveland.
Yeah.
And she insisted that she had to listen to Lanigan in the morning.
Oh God, I hope you threw her out the car.
It was always like, I want to flip that over to Howard Stern. I want to listen to that. Oh, Lanigan's so much more funny.
In what universe? That would have been what, the 90s? 94, 95?
That's exactly when it was.
Jesus Christ. Lanigan was not more funny than anything in 94.
Lanigan was not funny at all.
Ever. He was never funny. He was a goober, a half a step above Superhost's fucking lost shoe.
Superhost.
He was not much better. Honestly, did you think of him as much better than Superhost?
No, of course not.
He really was in that same category as Superhost.
Marty Sullivan.
Yeah, just that was terrible. Terrible. That whole Lanigan and Malone in the morning and all the dumb jingles, and they would just pontificate about dumb news like we do.
At least we bring an intelligent spin to it, and it's not scripted.
Yeah, I know. Everything was scripted on that fucking show. Like,
so you were out doing things this week.
I was. I made it out Thursday, bad back and all. I made it out to go see Slash on Thursday evening, and it was a very typical Chris Aiken excursion.
Okay.
It was me, Kelly, John, and Stephanie went, and the party got started at 5 o'clock sharp for a 7:30 show. So, we met up at the Wing Warehouse and let the drinks begin.
Oh, you know what? You being that you're in a unique situation where you can do that.
Yeah.
Setting your own hours and setting your own schedule and being able to do that kind of stuff, and having people available that'll join you.
Yeah. Oh, it was fun, and oh my God, we were pouring them down very fast at the Wing Warehouse. I think, and it's funny because I had told John ahead of time. I was like, dude, no matter what, I'm not going to spend a bunch of money. I'm not going to spend a bunch of money. And he's like, yeah, whatever. And sure as shit, I spent more than I think I've ever spent in one show.
Oh boy. even from a couple of weeks ago, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I easily dropped. Well, I can tell you what I dropped. The bill at the Wing Warehouse was $150. The bill I bought 2 shirts from Dirty Honey, which was $70. And I bought another round of drinks at the Roxino or the MGM, which was $71.
Wow, look at that. Just one round of drinks was half the cost of what it cost at the Wing Warehouse for the 2.5 hours you were there.
It's absolutely stupid at that place, but it literally was, and it wasn't even a great round. If you think about it, it was 2 beers and 2 mixed drinks and 4 shots, $71.
Wow.
And I just was like, what the fuck, whatever. We were having fun. So however much that equals out, what's that equal to? 250, 300?
Yeah. About 300.
Like yeah. On a night I said, I'm not going to spend any money. Goddamn it.
Yeah. 300.
Well, whatever. It was a great time. I will say that it was really, really a lot of fun. And so we're at the Wing Warehouse and we decided, it's time to leave. We were messing around, playing with the jukebox or whatever, just playing Guns N' Roses songs and whatnot. And then we get over to the place, and as we're walking in, we thought we might be late. And John, I don't remember if John just asked if there was an opening band or if he asked if we were late or something. But the lady letting us in is like, there's an opening band. And immediately I'm in motherfuck mode, and I'm being all loud because I'm all hammered and whatever. And then we walk in and there's a big old fucking sign up on the screens that says Dirty Honey.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck yeah, I can't believe it, because I have been loving this band.
So you didn't know they were opening?
Had no idea.
Wow, okay.
We didn't think there was an opener. We thought it was just Slash.
Okay.
And we get there and it was Dirty Honey was the opening band. And, John and Steph and Kelly, they didn't have any fucking idea who Dirty Honey was. I only know them from, I'll give credit where credit's due. I told you this on the phone the other day. Eddie Trunk turned me on to Dirty Honey when we were playing his clips, his Shriller clips.
Right.
And he said something to the effect of, one of these new bands you got to look out for is Dirty Honey. Well, I took that to heart and I looked them up, and I've been listening to their EP for about, a week or so. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually interviewing them on Wednesday. So I was aware of them, because I've been getting ready for the interview as well. So I was aware of them and I was like, oh yeah, this fucking rules. So we get in, we go into our seats, and I don't think we were sitting in our seats 5 minutes and the lights go down. We timed it so nice. we timed it out nice, and immediately Dirty Honey started playing, and they tore the fucking roof off, man. They were fantastic.
I discovered Dirty Honey opening for Slash here at Northfield Park. I'm the one who brought them to the show.
That's right. I'll certainly say he turned me on to him. It's easy to rip on Eddie all the time, but I'm not going to here because he said that they were good, and I ain't gonna lie, they fucking killed it live. They were awesome. Just they played a quick set. It's probably 25 minutes, maybe. I think they played 6 songs. They played everything on the EP and one that I didn't know, and out. So what's that? 25, 30 minutes at most.
Right.
And they were excellent. So after them, maybe 20 minutes or so, and then Slash comes on, and Slash was just amazing. One of our fans checked me on the Facebook, and I'm going to agree with him on this. I think I'm going to take Slash and I'm going to up him after this show to the legendary category. Remember before I said he was not legend?
Right.
I'm going to put him there now, if for no other reason than the solo that he played during this set. The set itself was awesome. It was like 20 songs. It was all Slash stuff except for one song. They played one GNR song, and I was actually good with that they didn't overload it anymore with GNR shit. They played all Slash, but man, he played this solo. It was probably 10 minutes long, but it wasn't like a standard solo where everybody left the stage and then he just noodles. It was kind of in the context of the song Wicked Stone.
Okay.
It was the best solo. It was the best guitar playing solo I've ever seen in my life. Ever. And I mean, I've seen everybody. I've seen Lynch, and I've seen Eddie, and I've seen Zach, and I've seen who else? Yngwie, Angus. I've seen all of those. I've seen every major guitar player, I think, that there is. And I've never watched like what I saw. It was fucking amazing. And just otherworldly, man. I'm telling you, I've never seen anything that good ever.
Now, do you think Slash is up to his chops because he's been on the road for 3 years with Guns N' Roses?
It could be. I mean, he seems like he's just having a really good time. Like he's just, like he's enjoying playing music again or something. I don't know.
Because he's not married anymore.
Well, there is that. That is good.
He doesn't have the weight of the world on his shoulders, or the weight of a pearl on his shoulders.
Yeah, I'd probably be excited too if I was getting new pussy every night in every city. I'd probably play my ass off too to upgrade the pussy that was waiting for me backstage. But
right, exactly.
But yeah, no, he was awesome. Miles was awesome. The band was awesome. It was an amazing show. I mean, one of the best I've ever seen. But one of the things that was cool was right in the middle of the show, Stephanie went out to go get drinks or something. And she came back and she's like, "Hey, those guys from Dirty Honey are just hanging out at their shirt table." So we took off and went and hung out with the guys from Dirty Honey for a little bit.
Oh, there you go.
So we got to meet those guys. They were really nice dudes. They kind of dressed kind of odd, but they were very cool. And they had their stage gear on, and the singer had his Julio Valdez hat or something on, one of those, what do you call that? The leather, like a leather hat with a big leather brim on it.
Okay.
I don't know what that thing's called, but it's a goofy looking hat.
Right.
But yeah, they were really cool too. Took a bunch of pictures with us, and just hung out for a little bit. And it just, the whole night was a really, really fucking good time, dude. I mean, start to finish, we had a fantastic night, man. Good times.
So that was on a Thursday?
On a Thursday, yes, sir.
Yeah. So what do you think of those midweek shows? I mean, as far as, obviously, again, just mentioning the fact that you kind of have a unique situation, but does the midweek show bother you at all, that it's not like a Friday or say like a Sunday?
I'm I'll be honest, I'm glad because I'm always stuck doing this Saturday. Honestly, I mean, you know how many shows I miss anyway just because of Saturdays?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's always something on a Saturday that I want to go to. So I'm happy for them. You know, I get that working people probably hate fucking Wednesday or Thursday or Tuesday shows, but at least at the MGM, the shows are over early.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like this show here, we saw two bands and we were sitting in the bar at, I don't know, 10:30.
Okay.
I mean, and Slash played at least 2 hours and Dirty Honey played a half hour. I mean, they started right at 7:30 and they played a half hour and maybe 15, 20 minutes and Slash was on and played for 2 hours. And then we were out in the bar. You know, I was home before midnight. You know, that ain't too bad.
No, I wouldn't say so.
And
that's got to be interesting for Slash because, you know, basically for the last 3 years, he's literally been playing stadiums.
Oh, yeah.
And then to come in and play a small room, you know, comparatively a small room,
Oh, yeah.
stadium, you know, so the guy has been, you know, when did that Never in This Lifetime tour start? When was that? Like late 2015 or early 2016 or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're still at it. And wherever they go, they play the big places.
Yeah. And they're the headliner no matter where they play. Yeah. No, it's got to be weird for him, dude. But